Hi guys, welcome back to a new video today, and today we're going to be doing 4 important mods to the Traxxas X-MAXX A-Test. Now the first mod is the hinge pin mod, which is this here. So basically, it's just a screw and a massive long bolt, and then a nut on the end, like this I think is an M3 nut, 7mm nut in diameter, and you just put that through because this car flexes so much that the stock pins that kind of pop out, because there's just like screws that holding them in. So they pop out and then obviously you can't drive. So all you really need to apply them so far, and I've bashed this car quite hard, is there and there. Apparently you're supposed to put it there as well, but mine haven't actually popped out there yet. And apparently you don't need to put these on the top, but I'll see. I'll take them out at some point and see what happens. But you definitely need them on the bottom. Now the second mod is actually to do with the shock towers. So basically these shock towers are in 2 bits, as you can kind of see there, and they slot in, but it's only one screw that is actually holding them together, and it's not a very long screw at all. So at first I put a really long screw and it lasted longer, and these didn't pull apart as much, but they still did when I jumped it very high, especially when you land upside down. They just kind of pull apart very easy. So what I did is you have a 3D printed body spacer, which is, so as you can see there's a 3D printed body spacer and a long screw, and then on the other side, as you can see there's a M3 nut, and you don't have to put any plastic behind that nut. It doesn't pull through, or it hasn't pulled through yet for me. But if you don't have any 3D printed spacers, then you're going to need some very, very thick and strong plastic, because I've tried plastic boxes and takeaway boxes and they've pulled through that screw. So basically, how to do this mod, you just need a long screw, a very strong spacer, and then a nut on the other side. Now for the third mod, you might realise in your X-MAXX that these screws on the skid plate always come out sometimes, and I thought it's because they're unscrewed or it's the bashing of the car. No, I don't actually think it's that. I think it's because the screws aren't long enough and they kind of just pull out. But yeah, these screws are slightly longer, they're 3mm longer, and they haven't came out yet, but I always make sure they're nice and tight though. Now the last mod, and the fourth mod, is these steering little towers. They always snap off there, especially on the left side. The right side hasn't happened to me yet, but apparently it can. They snap off like really easy. You can run it on grass and that little thing just snaps off. But what you do here is you get an M4 screw, real long M4 screw that goes all the way to the top of that little tower, steering tower, and hot glue it until it reaches the top of here. And apparently, according to Kevin Talbot, his has no longer snapped. He's never snapped them in his life. Well, never snapped them after that since. So that is a vital thing in my opinion, because you probably don't want to be replacing bulkheads all the time, and it does make your steering go really crap. Also, one thing, I really advise taking this wheelie bar off. I didn't want to do it for a long time, just because it might scrape all this up and stuff, but I did it, and I'm really glad I have now. Somehow it just feels like it drives nicer. Now this video was going to be about how to make the strongest X-MAXX AS as possible, like ever, but I can't really do that yet. I've had problems with the gearing, and especially pinions I haven't found yet. I tried to do standing backflip. First time it worked, second time I stripped the pinion. So I'm actually quite annoyed by that, because I found the perfect pinion, and it was quite cheap as well. So I'll probably buy more of those just as spare, but probably can't do hardcore bashing with that. So if any of you guys have some suggestions of one mod, it's like a one pitch I think it's called, and 5mm shaft pinions for the X-MAXX. I don't want any suggestions if you've never had an X-MAXX and run that pinion in it, but I want the suggestions from people that have run the X-MAXX with that pinion for a long time and bashed out of it, and it's never chipped a tooth. But yes. Anyway, I hope some of these things helped you out with your X-MAXX. I know it did help me, because it's annoying when your car just messes around and stuff just looks to fall apart all the time. It's strange, they're strange, this hobby is strange, but it's also really cool at the same time. Anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe because it helps me out a lot. Anyway, I'll see you later, bye! In the next video, I'll take the Maverick Strata DT for an epic bash, and it receives loads of carnage.